On every line, is there anywhere better, brother? I don't know. Preacher asked, where will you go? I'm thinking about that fishing hole. I wanna ride that train to glory. Yeah. I pray I'll
Welcome back, guys, to Behind the Blind. Logan Burdett here. We got a full house tonight. Alex, Jeff, Josh,
Den Dog,
Denny Burdick. I don't know how I just forgot your name, Josh. Sorry.
It's all good, bro. It's been a long day.
But anyways, yeah, we have Denny Burdick with us. He's the only client in the lodge this week with us. He's been a lot of fun. Coincidentally, he is from Rochester, New York, which we have a lot of history with. We have some good buddies up in that area. We've hunted geese up in that area a ton during their early season. So,
nothing good to say about Jeff Alaco.
As Joe Palumbo likes to say, shout out Jeff Alaco, Chris DeVanzo, the Danishes, Joe Grice. Who else am I missing? Chris and Bill Vogue. Steve Sullivan, all those guys up in New York. We relived some moments of some great wings in Rochester. You guys know what I'm talking about. But Denny today shot 2 Pacific Eiders. I shot 2 Pacific Eiders. We shot quite a few longtail. It was a phenomenal morning in Cold Bay. We originally thought we were going to have great weather when we took off from the boat ramp this morning, but it was a lot more windy this morning out of the north, so it was just running straight down the bay, and we ended up not being able to get out as far as we wanted to, so we stopped kind of halfway in the middle, and it was so windy we couldn't even put the layout boats in at the beginning of the hunt. So Q and I actually got in what we called the dinghy, which was essentially a glorified life raft, right?
Right, it's a small Zodiac.
And it's crazy because we're sitting there talking about how dumb and stupid it is, but it's really
it was the most killing boat out there.
Yeah, it was the greatest thing ever because I could shoot in a full 360 this morning, and if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have shot the 2 eiders that I did, and that was the main focus. We've had 2 good weather days to get out where we wanted to potentially shoot. I said king eiders, sorry, Pacific eiders, but that was the focus. We wanted to shoot those, and it's just a very, very, very difficult thing to get on film. Very, very difficult thing. The birds seemed like that they wanted to just come from exactly behind, the opposite direction as the camera is facing. So
any spot that you can't film, that's where they would be.
Yeah,
like they know.
That and the longtail, they were just kind of all over the place this morning. So the waves were, pretty brutal at the beginning. So it was a very, very difficult thing to film, but we killed a ton of birds this morning. It was fun. Shot the birds that we were out to shoot, and tomorrow morning we're splitting up in 2 different groups, and we're going to go hunt harlequin, and we've kind of been saving the harlequin for the end of the week, so tomorrow's all of our big day. We've had Alex's big day, we've had my big day. Denny's had 3 or 4 big days, Den Dog. And tomorrow we're topping it off before we go home tomorrow afternoon. We're going to go shoot the harlequin, and that's really the brant and the harlequin. Those are the 2 big things that you come to Cold Bay to shoot. Obviously, if someone draws an emperor tag, that's one thing. But the brant and the harlequin are the 2 big things, and this is probably it is the primo destination.
The
number one spot to come shoot harlequin. You can't shoot them really anywhere else in the country, and there's a ton of them. And we have basically just saving the best for last, essentially. And hopefully tomorrow we'll go out, and that'll be that.
Yeah. I know we kind of wanted to talk about too, like the difficulty of shooting the Pacifics. Like we've talked about it before, is how lucky we are this week with the weather. Right? We've caught more amazing days. And I wasn't even joking when I said this. We're not going to see the sun all week, right? I didn't bring my sunglasses. We're not going to see the sun all week. We've seen it more than we've seen the clouds. It's been incredible, and it's given us the opportunity to be able to go out and hunt some birds that we really wanted to be able to hunt if the weather was right, and we've capitalized on that.
Yeah.
And I don't think people realize how difficult it is to truly put your hands on a Pacific eider.
Yeah, it really is tough. I wish we were able to showcase that on film better today, but it was just next to impossible to do. I mean, literally,
Well,
we're doing this the entire time.
That's
I mean,
sea duck hunting, right?
yeah,
It's
exactly.
It's
Like,
not easy.
yeah, it's not an easy thing by any means to start.
It's not easy just to get them, much less film them.
Yeah, and it was just so hard to do. But I mean, just the experience alone and being able to do it. I mean, so we were, I would say, in the general vicinity as we were on Tuesday, but for whatever reason, we saw so many more birds today, and they were just more active, right? Like they were wanting in smaller groups. They acted like they were, searching way more than they were yesterday.
They seem more relaxed.
Yep, exactly. They were out and about trying to find something different, and it was a lot of fun. It was cool.
Quite a few more kings today too.
That was actually really cool to see.
Albeit juveniles, but there was quite a few of them buzzing around.
There was a ton of those. And man, it's crazy. They're really an ugly bird before they turn.
The duckling, right?
Yeah. They're really an ugly bird before they turn. A lot of people probably don't even know that, right? You think of a king, you think of a full plumed out king eider, but just little black head on them, before they turn.
Yeah. So
Crazy.
He's referring to a hatch year, or this summer's ducklings. So on a king eider, their first fall, they look very much like a hen or kind of a mix of the two, but very, very different from an adult drake. So yeah. So who knows what we'll see tomorrow? But Harlequin from shore, we're hoping get some nice close shots, some good filming opportunity, and just good clean shooting at birds decoying right in the decoys. So.
We can even touch on that too, because obviously Denny's shot his 4 Harlequin, had a phenomenal morning. Our second or
Tuesday
third
when
morning
we
here.
were hunting Pacifics the first day.
Right. And that's kind of one of the, like we talked about, like if you want to come up to shoot Harlequin, this is the place to do it. And that's kind of part of your bread and butter, right, is shooting Harlequin.
Yeah, and Cold Bay and Eisenbeck have brant. So you can get really nice brant here in November and December. You can also get your Harlequin. And then there's all these other sea ducks. You get a chance at Pacifics, black scoter, white-winged scoter, old squatter, longtails.
Could have shot the scoters like crazy today.
There's some nice divers, some puddle ducks, ptarmigan. So you can really do a lot. And like if we found this week, if you get good weather for eiders and sea ducks, you're going to do that.
Yeah.
And then you got an emperor tag. So before you know it, you don't have enough days to do it all. You really don't if you run into good weather, because you're going to go after them. It's hard to get sea ducks.
Yeah, that's...
So we haven't even touched on like going for a Lucian teal. We just, we
that
have
was on
stuff
the
to
back.
do.
That was on the back burner this whole time.
Yeah, you come here and it's like, okay, here's my list. 1, 2, 3. Like this is the main things I want to go for, and then if you have the opportunity to do it, it's exactly what you're going to do.
We're just going to have you guys back up again.
And
twist my arm.
and that kind of correlates. But like what I wanted to do was what most people can't do, because we had the weather to do it, right? If that means that we can go way, way out there when no one else can, like that's cool to me, And I was really, really hopeful that would have happened this morning, but it was dead calm at the boat ramp. We couldn't see 5 feet. Yeah, we couldn't see 5 feet in front of our face because of the fog. And then we get about, 5 miles south in the bay, and that wind's just ripping out of the north, and it makes no sense. You're just shooting yourself in the foot to go further. So we just kind of hung out and waited for it to kind of die down a little bit. We knew, the tide was going out and the wind's out of the north, so they're coming in. And the wind was out of the north, so it's stacking those waves up even more.
And then about an hour into shooting time, the tide slacked, and that's typically the wind will settle down a little too when the tide quits moving, and it did.
Yeah.
And luckily, the beleaguered raft was already out first.
Yes.
I was
They can
there.
handle
I was
proper
out there.
weather.
I was out there in the dinghy, just hanging on for dear life.
Listen, okay, so, and it's gonna be on camera, so whatever. But I missed a lot today, and it's because it's just one of those things where sometimes you get in that layout boat, right? And I'm right-handed, so this is my money,
Yeah,
and they all wanted to split
All
that
worked
direction.
right,
They worked
yeah.
right down the long line and said, "We're gonna make this challenging."
I didn't have
So,
that issue. I was in the dinghy.
you're
and
able
I
to spin
could
around, right?
360
It
mobile.
just-
yeah.
It makes a big difference, but
Yeah.
no matter what, it's still damn hard to film.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's funny because I made a comment yesterday or this morning. I was like, I don't know if we should film out of that because it just kind of looks weird, you know?
Yeah.
And then Steve earlier today, he's like, man, first time I came up here, they threw me in that thing and I thought I was getting gar-holed. You
So
know,
that's
I
the
thought I was
killing
just
us-
getting last straw.
Yeah.
He goes, that's the killingest boat there is because you
Yep.
can flip around and, it, you know, you can
Yeah.
shoot everywhere. It doesn't matter if they're decoying or not. And at the end of the day, you're just trying to shoot one Pacific eider.
You get a, you get a
You know,
nice eider.
if
eh?
you
You
get
want that one
one in
chance.
range,
Yeah.
that might be your only chance the
Yeah.
entire week. Just don't screw it up.
Yeah.
You know,
I've had people come up here and on their second or third trip here, they get one. You know, that's some people it happens with the first time.
Yeah.
But you know, you guys, whatever you've been doing right because you brought great weather here, and we're
it's
hoping
unbelievable.
we're hoping
It really
tomorrow it's gonna stay like they're forecasting,
Yep.
and we get down to those spots for Harlequin and get some really nice, good decoying action.
Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow should be fun.
Yeah.
We've obviously been saving it for last. We're going to one of the spots that Den Dog was at on Tuesday, and he had no issues with getting his limit of 4 Harlequin. So, and that's your sole reason that you came here, right?
Yeah, Jeff knew that I only really came here to get Harlequin. Everything else was going to be a bonus, so Jeff made sure I got over there and had enough days to do it. But what's weird is you put all this time and planning and everything into the trip. It was over in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I had 4 beautiful
You
drakes
got
in
it.
Yeah.
15 minutes, so definitely 4 Flyways outfitters and Jeff and the team, all of the guys, even Josh the cook, really did a good week for us.
Yeah. I would say on the way here and before this trip happened, right, Harlequin was really your number one. Like, you've talked about it for years. It's like your grandpa's, like, it's been in the family, like, Harlequin, like, we got to do this, right?
Yeah.
But after today, I will say that Logan shot a Pacific Eider. I guess we'll just call it the Bill Goldberg of Eiders. The neck on this thing, and you'll see the photos.
Yeah.
It doesn't
We can pull
look
a photo
real.
up right now.
It doesn't,
On
yeah.
the screen.
Yeah, so you're gonna see the photo now then, because
You're
gonna
it
put one
doesn't
up there?
seem real.
All right.
The neck on this thing is
It's
unbelievable.
like got a growth on its neck.
It's unbelievable.
It's like
Sportzilla.
Yeah, it was
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
just a
There's some other
Absolutely.
Drakes out there that are so happy that he is off the block.
yeah.
They got a
You
chance
bet.
now.
The
But
bully's
his
gone.
lady's free now,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so you didn't shoot the hen that was with him. Now.
I don't know
Yep.
how I didn't shoot both of them.
Yep.
They're so close. But
but it was cool. It's always, obviously, the big thing was drawing the Emperor tag, but I was so excited to see these guys also be able to check bucket list birds off their list. Like, it's so fun to be in a good group of guys and be in a good hunting camp and see success across the board, right? Q shot his first longtail today, okay? Logan got his Pacific Eiders. Danny got his Pacific Eiders. He's got a Harlequin. It's so much fun to be in a hunting camp where, like, cool shit's happening all week, right?
Yeah.
People are checking stuff off their list all week long.
And it can happen every day. Like
Right.
so Q hasn't sea duck hunted ever. He's never shot a sea duck in his life. And this morning, that duck's going right to left, and as typical fashion sea duck hunting, it's the longtail's this high off the water, not even 6 inches off the water, and right when he shoots the one of those waves just curls right in front of it, and he shoots the water, and he's like, you knew instantly, he's like, man, that looked like I just made a terrible shot, but it was just bad timing, right? And then the second time he just smoked it, and I was like, nice shot, Q, and he looked at me and he's like, God, that was an awful first shot, but it wasn't a bad shot at all. It's just that the wave just curled right in front of it. He went right behind the wave, and he just smoked the wave and just went poof on camera. And that was the only kill shot we got on film all day long. And the first shot, he's just blowing a wave.
Well, not only that, it's like you sit up, and even on calm days, you're still kind of doing this number, right? So you're following a speedy bird.
Well, people don't realize that, and they'll see it on camera, and they'll be like, "That was an awful shot," and
There's
it
so much
wasn't
that's
at
going
all.
against
It just so happened the time being that wave just went
You're
right
in
in
an
front.
awkward shooting position. You have
And Q's
waves.
doing this.
It makes you appreciate standing up in an A-frame.
Yeah, whether he's doing
big
that
time.
from the waves this morning or from the bar last night, I don't know.
Q, shout out to Q. He might have tied one on last night.
Maybe.
Did you blow chunks this morning off the boat?
Oh yeah.
He also
Little
puked off the
seasickness.
boat.
That's
It's
called
alright.
chumming.
Yeah.
Choke in the water.
Yeah.
Someone's got to feed the seals.
So, I will say I am very excited about tomorrow's hunt.
Yeah,
Harlequin is.
cherry on top. It's the
And-
cherry on top. It really is.
We've
It's,
shot some beautiful birds, but man, Harlequin have got to be up there with
Yeah.
Jeff, you would know
some
this,
of the
but
best looking birds.
where
out
else
there.
can you shoot a harlequin at in the States like this?
So Washington State just closed down,
Mm-hmm.
and who knows when that'll come back. You can't shoot the East Coast ones, so
Yeah, we've had multiple opportunities to shoot him on the East Coast, and obviously you can't do that. So it's
it
here.
is obviously Alaska's, even when Washington was open, Alaska you can shoot 4 as a non-resident. Washington was 1, and Alaska has a lot of harlequin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we've seen a ton. Like I could have shot. We actually, when we were brant hunting this afternoon, we could have shot 2. Obviously,
Yeah.
you can't do that where we're at. But yeah, they were everywhere. This morning I could have shot some, but
Yeah.
we've kind of we knew this weather was going to be good, so we kind of just had this plan that we're going to kind of hold what we can for the harlequin for the last day, and
yeah.
because that's the cherry on top. That's what 99% of the people come up here for is to shoot the
Yeah, I
harlequin.
mean everyone that comes to Alaska, unless they already have one from a previous trip, those Drake Harlequin, there's nothing really prettier.
No.
They're just
Yeah.
gorgeous. They decoy.
And
nice.
usually they do decoy just right, like they like to play, and
Like a gadwall 30 minutes before shooting time.
Early morning wood.
Yeah.
it's a pretty spot we're gonna hunt. You got mountains up behind you and a big rocky shoreline, and should be good.
That's
Den Dog enjoyed his the other day, and
Yeah,
yeah.
it's very cool.
I'm so
That's some
glad.
good
I'm so glad
pictures.
you came on this podcast tonight.
Yeah.
Thanks for
you-
having me.
You've been like people have been in hunting camp with a lot of people, but it's been a pleasure having you, man. It's been
Rochester royalty right here.
What's the gun club? The
Outlet Rod and Gun Club. You know, all those boys have been following me all week, so wishing they were being here. So thinking of you, we are. That's a Jeff Coates term, but
yeah.
I can say it.
Good deal. Well, we're going to get after the harlequin tomorrow and wrap this up. We fly out tomorrow afternoon, so that'll be the end of it. And then you guys will be seeing these episodes. If you're watching this right now, you'll be seeing the harlequin hunt.
You can see it now.
If not, it'll already be available. So, thanks for following along this week with us. Our next trip, we are headed to Tornado Alley right before Christmas. Hunting with Brandon and Jose there. Everett's going to be there. Damn it. But no, that'll be a good one. We're doing that right before Christmas, and then
Who knows what January holds now?
January is jam packed, and who knows what that holds exactly yet. But that's all I got. It's been a
another
great trip.
reminder, right? We're still doing our giveaway. So if you're watching this, there's still a chance to get entered. It's huntingwithhw.com, or you can follow the link in the bio. Sign up, get entered. 2-day hunt with us. Last week of January with Valley Oaks. It's phenomenal Canada goose hunting. You don't want to miss your opportunity. So make sure you get entered.